Welcome to The Milk, the podcast that pours it all out, the messy, the magical, and the mildly unhinged moments of motherhood and womanhood. Real talk, honest stories, and reminders that none of us really know exactly what we're doing, and that's kind of the best part. I'm Tayla, your host and soon-to-be mom of 3, so let's laugh, learn, and milk this season of life for all that it's worth. Hi ladies, welcome back to The Milk. I have such a fun guest today. Yay. I'm going to call you my bump twin.
Okay, I love
We're
that.
almost twins in our pregnancy journey.
Pretty much.
Sami Brooks, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'd say it is so good to see you. Well, it is so good to see you. I'd say long time no see, but we were literally together 48 hours ago.
Yes.
That was so much fun.
It was.
We shot a campaign together for, I guess we can probably say the brand, right?
Because
it'll be coming out, I think a little later,
you
but
can cut it if not.
Yeah. Parallel. So we got to do like a really fun campaign together.
Yes.
And
with our boys.
Yes, with our boys. And it was so fun. Beckett and Bash met.
Yes.
They were honestly champs.
So
but
good.
yeah, it was so much fun. So good to see you again in 48 hours.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like we still have so much to talk about.
We do. We like had to shut up because I'm like, no, let's just wait for the podcast. So for anyone who doesn't know you, just give like a rundown of like who you are, like maybe on social, but then also off social.
Okay.
Things that people don't see or hear about.
The grid knows a lot. I'll tell you that. Grid knows a lot. But I'm just kind of a theater kid that grew up in Sacramento and love anything that gets my body moving, that gets me out of the house. I'll say yes to any trip that anybody wants to go on, big or small. I cherish my family, my friends, and I'm just out here trying to live my fullest, happiest life. That's the goal.
Honestly, the moment I met Sammy, I think we met at, was it Katrina Scott's, one of her events?
Yes.
Like you just radiate positivity and
so
just
sweet.
like good energy.
Thank you.
That like, I feel like anyone watching this or listening to this, like you're just going to recognize that in her immediately. Okay, your family. So your husband's Corey.
Yes, my husband is Corey. We met in 2020. I slid into his DMs so hard.
Love that for you.
I was like, you're going to be my husband.
Wait, this is amazing.
And we had our first date on the beach with some friends, and after that I basically moved in and
like immediately,
like literally the next day.
Oh my gosh. And so now it's been like 5 years.
And now it's been 5 years. We're married. We have our son Beckett, who just turned 10 months, and I'm pregnant with our second.
And this is someone who has willingly chosen the route of 2 under 2.
Yes.
Well, coming from someone, okay, I think there's 2 different types of people. Yes. Those who accidentally wind up in 2 under 2, 100%. Like myself.
Yes.
And then the super ambitious people, the rare ones that fully commit to 2 under 2.
Yes.
I feel like so many moms that I've spoken with or like from this podcast have been like, I kind of want to knock out pregnancies back to back, but I'm terrified of 2 under 2. Mm-hmm. How did you and Corey just decide to go for it? Like, what was that conversation like? And because Beckett, your kids are going to be 15 months apart, which means at 6 months, you got pregnant, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how did, when did this conversation start?
So from the beginning, Corey and I always wanted our kids to be close in age. I'm 5 years younger than my brother. And just growing up naturally, we were disconnected. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We were going through so many different phases of life. And so I always thought having a really close sibling would be really, really cool for my kids. And Corey was the same way.
Does he come from a big family, or
he has like a sister, and they're 2 years apart.
Okay.
But same thing, a little bit of disconnect, like growing up. And we were like, okay, if we just do really close, it'll be great.
Really, really close.
Really, really close. So it's so funny because at 6 months, like the week before I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I had my energy back. I felt good. I was like, wow, I'm feeling strong again. Like kind of, who is this woman? She's back, baby. And we were standing in the kitchen and he was like, let's go. Time to go. And I was like, I need like a couple more months. Like, give me just 2-3 months. I just need to like, settle into this. A week later,
pregnant.
Oh my gosh. And it was so funny because I don't know if you've seen the video, but it was so casual. I woke up. I was supposed to get my period according to the app that I was tracking all my stuff on. And I typically feel something leading up to my period, and I felt nothing. And I was like, something's not right here.
Oh no.
And so I was like, woke up in the morning. I was like, babe, I'm going to get a pregnancy test. He's like, you're not pregnant. I was like, I know I'm not, but I just, something's
Peace of
off.
mind. We got it. Yeah.
100%. So I went to go get a test. I came home. We were in the bathroom, super casual. We're like, there's no way. And I mean, we flipped the test over and we were like, what?
Shocked.
But the cool thing is that, well, basically I got my ovulation date wrong is what happened. But
Even with an app, it can happen.
especially postpartum. Like,
Yes.
you never know. Your cycles are so weird.
Some are like, it can be 26 days, it can be 32 days, and it varies month to month. Periods after giving birth are so random.
They're so random. And, you know, after the fact, when we found out, he's like, are you mad? Are you mad it happened? You wanted a couple more months. I was like, no, are you kidding me? Like, it was meant to happen this way. The crazy thing is that when I first found out, we obviously didn't know like exactly when it happened. And so we met on May 8th. He proposed on May 8th, and we got married on the 8th of July, but still like the 8 has been a very big number.
Yeah.
And that night when I looked up like, oh, what's my predicted due date? It said May 8th. And I just like started sobbing. I was like, this is a sign. We're exactly where we're supposed to be. Who cares about a few months? So it was like not planned, but also
You were open to it.
We were in the time of what we wanted. And so here we are, 15 months.
It's so funny. I feel like I'm talking to my past self, from a couple years ago, because not that we were on the whole other side of the boat where I was like, stay away from me. I don't know if I can have another kid after this first experience of Aspen having colic for 6 months straight, screaming.
You had a hard time.
So it was the month after I stopped breastfeeding, and I was like, I'm finally feeling human again. This is amazing. I'm feeling like I kind of have my body a little bit back to myself. Bam. A couple weeks later, pregnant. And Scotty said the same thing when we saw the test.
Yeah.
Was like, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
That's so sweet.
And at first I was like shocked because I read it by myself. I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant. I just had this weird feeling. I was like upside down in like some sort of move in Pilates class on a reformer. And I was all of a sudden just like, I'm pregnant. And I could not get this thought out of my head. I was like, I'm crazy. There's no way. And I went home and I was just like, I couldn't shake this weird, I guess it's the intuition maybe. And so I took a test and I just put the camera up talking to myself, being like, I'm a nutcase. Like, I'm not pregnant. I just have this weird feeling. I turned the test and I was like, there's no way. There's no way. I was shaking.
Yeah.
Like, I had to tell Scotty right away. I had to rip him off of a work call and bring him into the bathroom. And it was like, holy cow, we're doing this all over again.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I was the same way where it's like, it was meant to be God's plan. I always go off of, if I made decisions for myself, it would take me 10 times longer. I would stress about them. I would spiral. That I've loved God making my decisions for me. Yeah. So I'm so happy for you.
I'm so excited. I'm going to need all the advice when,
oh my gosh,
when it happens, because the two, oh man, they're going to be like, they're kind of like twins, basically. People think they're twins.
It's okay. So it's interesting. So the first year and a half of 2 under 2, it's like twins would almost probably be somewhat easier. And I feel like twin moms will be like, you're absolutely wrong. Like, I probably am. Yeah. But in a way, it feels like it because you have 2 babies when you have 2 under 2. Yeah. But they're on totally different schedules. So like one is having solids, one is on milk, one is on 4 or 5 naps a day, one is on 2, then to 1. And like they're on and one is crawling or walking, and then one is immobile, you know? Right. And so it is like twins in some ways because there's 2 to take care of in similar ways, but it's totally different where I was like, dang, it would kind of be easier if you're just doing the same thing with both. Fair. Or like when Aspen would have like little piece toys and then Bash was at the age of putting everything in his mouth. It's like things you don't think about.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think about
that. But then once they get on the same like, schedule of like when they're walking and when they're on the same nap, like now my kids are literally twins. Yeah. They're almost the same size. They wear like they could wear, Bash is only 1 shoe size smaller than Aspen, so he can wear her shoes or her pants. Yeah. And so everyone always asks if they're twins. And it's like, it's so cute because they're not. But I love that question. I'm like, no, but they're just besties. They're so close. And they're just attached at the hip. Yeah. So you have so much to look forward to. And as much advice as people who've done it before, like, no one knows what they're like. You learn through it. Yeah. And it's like, I could be like, oh, prepare for this, prepare for that. But like, you guys are going to do so well just like being thrown into it. I mean, you guys have handled your first. I mean, I met you, I think, when Beckett was 4 months, and you guys were already talking about a second child. You know?
You're crazy.
But in the best way. Yeah. Because adding your first child can be such a transition, especially on like a relationship. But it seems, at least from like an outsider's perspective, that you guys have handled it so well as a couple and as a family. How was that transition from 0 to 1?
Crazy. I mean, unlike anything you can ever prepare for. You know what I mean? You do all the research, you read all the books, you hear all the stories from your friends, but truly, like, your baby is going to be different than anybody else's experience. And I had a really, really long, hard labor and birth that ended up in a C-section. And so coming home from that, like, I was a little bit nervous to come home from the hospital because I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much emotional damage that I have to work through.
And trauma.
The C-section. I had to get one of those bars that hooked onto my bed so that I could like help myself get out of bed because of your incision. I had to, and because in the hospital bed you get this nice electric bed and it's like me, you know. But I will say that one of the stigmas that I've seen is that having kids makes you hate your partner or like distances you from your partner. And I think it's the complete opposite. I think if you pick the right person, when you go through something like this, you're almost like trauma bonded. You know what I mean? Like, you're going through this insane experience and you are the only two people that know how your child is and what you went through. And I think through it all, Corey and I have just continued to be teammates. We've continued to like laugh at everything. At 4 a.m. when we're stressed, we'll look at each other and then we'll just crack up because we're like, this is insane what we're going through. And that, I mean, parents all over the world go through it. And some situations are harder, some are easier. And I think that through it, I'm just so lucky that I have someone that's been on my same page and we've been able to be a team and just kind of look at it as, hey, we have to do this together or else it will be unsuccessful, you know? Yeah.
I think the most important thing you said is like the teammate aspect, where I feel like kids can make or break you depending on how your perspective of your relationship. Totally. Like when you're going through a crazy difficult night at 4 a.m., if the baby's not sleeping or crying, it has to be you two against the problem, not you two against each other. Like, you're going to get stressed, but okay, how can we not take it out on each other and funnel that into, okay, let's come together to handle this? Because it's so easy to snap at your partner if you're feeling away. It's like, it's not that it's directed towards them, but it's just an easy solution.
Absolutely.
So I think that's where I think the, what did you call it? The stigma of like hating your partner. It's like, if people don't handle it the right way, if they don't know how to view it as us against the problem, not us against each other, it can go down such a slippery slope. But it feels like you guys, even just from everything you see on your social, and I know social is just like a very blanket statement of like who you guys are, but like you just seem like you are always on, for the most part, always on the same page in everything that you do. And so it seems, I could assume that parenting has been somewhat of an easier transition because you guys are so like deeply rooted in togetherness as a team.
It was a huge foundational thing that, I mean, when we met in COVID, we just sat and like stared at each other 24/7, you know? So we had so much time to create that foundation of like, hey, like even little things, like I'm not going to talk about you with my girls behind your back. I'm not going to bash you. You know what I mean? Like, you are always my top, like you are on a pedestal to me for everything and to anybody. And parenting and seeing him become a dad is I could cry. Like, it is the most beautiful thing. Him and Beckett are like inseparable. And like when Beckett sees Corey, he like melts, and it is just it's the sweetest. And like, how can you not love that person more.
Yeah.
But also don't get it twisted. Like things do get hard. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to paint this glorious, you know, glazed picture, because there are 100% hard moments, hard conversations, hard times. And like you were saying, it's just how you manage them and how you understand how to get through that with your partner, because your relationship is different than anybody else's.
Yeah. No, it's so true. I feel like you love your partner so much before having kids, and something that I just didn't expect. I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't think about it. Was just you see a completely different side of them becoming a parent.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's such a turn on. It's such a like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, there was this whole other side of you being this like nurturing father, daddy.
Yeah. Daddy who?
Daddy? What?
That's why we wanted two.
Yes. Gosh, now it all makes sense. But like seeing them as a father, it's like you just didn't know your love could expand in a different direction in that person.
100%.
And it's so special to see. And I know it's crazy to think, but like it's going to expand in an even different way than with your second child. And especially, well, you just had your gender reveal.
Yes.
And you're having
a girl, a little princess.
Oh my gosh. That's going to be so cute with them being 15 months apart, an older brother, and then your little daughter.
I know.
Okay. Did you have any feelings of what you were having the second time around? Like pregnancy. Okay. We'll talk about this after, but like, I feel like pregnancies can be so drastically different depending on the gender, even with like the same gender. Like, how did you feel? Like, did you have an intuition on the gender?
Okay. I had an insane dream.
Ooh.
So, which I didn't have with Beckett. 2 weeks before our gender reveal, I have this crazy vivid dream, and I'm big. My belly's big. I'm sitting in a meadow. It's like a beautiful sunny day, this beautiful grass field with flowers, and this woman comes up to me. She's like, I do this for a living. Can I touch your belly? I was like, yes, please, girl, get in there. And so I'm just like, huh. And she has this beautiful like orange hue around her. She's glowing. Birds are chirping. It's crazy. She has her hands on my belly, and she just looks up at me, and she goes, a little girl. And I just looked at her, and it was just like the sweetest pause of a moment. And I was like, no way. It's a little girl. And the rest of the dream, I was with friends, I think, and we were shopping for little girly clothes and saying her and she and rubbing my belly and just referring to her as this like sweet little angel human. And I woke up and I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Like if that dream is wrong, that would be insane, first of all. So then for our gender reveal, I was like expecting a girl, you know, that dream fully convinced me.
It was too real not to deny.
It was too real. It was too real. It felt like angelic. Like it was crazy. And I've never really had anything that hard of like intuitiveness.
Yeah. Like slapping you in the face where you're like, no, there's no denying that.
Yeah. 100%. And
oh my gosh,
it was wild. Yeah.
I literally have goosebumps under this jacket.
It was wild. So when it was revealed that it was a girl, I was like not surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, haha.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a check mark, like trust your intuition, like those types of things. What about 100%. Corey? Did he have any feeling?
He just kept saying it was a girl.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, it's a girl, it's a girl, it's a girl.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah,
and your gender reveal video was such gold.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
It was hilarious. Corey wanted to do something very different. The first one we did, you know, the blue smoke, and that was wonderful. The second one, he wanted to get a little creative. We were going to do like a whole slime thing. We were like wrestling, but when we called our friends, Matt and Brandon, they were like, down, we're in. Yes. Let's do it. And
okay,
so
explain.
Like, okay.
Well, I'll like repost the video when this episode comes out. Okay. Explain exactly what it was.
Okay, so our two best friends, we rented this blow up sumo arena.
Yeah.
And they were in a blue and a pink sumo wrestling outfit. And basically they choreographed this fight, and they were introduced, and we had an MC and everything, and they came out, choreographed a fight, and in like the last 10 seconds they invited us into the ring, which is what the clip is. Mm-hmm. And everybody counted down from 10, and they had like their last little slam moves, and by one, whichever baby
Was the winner.
won the fight
Yeah.
was the gender.
One was in like a pink little sumo.
A little tutu thing.
Yeah. And one was in the blue, and the girl
Yeah.
won, and you guys were going crazy. I was so impressed. You were jumping up and down. I was like, this girl is pregnant and she's flying in this like blow up arena.
I honestly blacked out. Like I couldn't even
Yeah.
think about what was happening, but it was too easy. It's bouncy. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You didn't see in the video after I cut it, but we all like fell and were rolling around, and it was so much fun.
Those are the moments that no matter how you do your gender reveal, whether it's like a little intimate cake in your apartment or something so fun and extravagant like that, like those are the core memories that like we're gonna remember at 85 years old.
100%.
Looking at them with children and being like, I just think about that all the time. Like we are living in the best moments and memories right now. And sometimes it's like hard to swallow that, but just like one of the hardest pills to swallow about parenthood is like realizing that you can be living in the best moments while also like mourning them, that you're not going to have them forever. And it's one of those, like gender reveals are one of the like highlights of your life, or like just having a baby, you know, you only get so many of those in life.
I know.
And they're so special.
It's one of my favorite days being pregnant.
Right?
Yes.
And it's like, it makes the first trimester so worth it, where it's like those moments of like you're having such hard days, but then there's such high moments during those times too. It's like like you reap the benefits of like all your hard work of like having those.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about just pregnancy, your first and second pregnancy.
Okay.
So your first was a boy.
Yes.
Your second is now a girl.
Yes.
I was the opposite. I had Aspen first and then Bash.
Yeah.
But like my pregnancy's girl versus boy. I feel like we're pretty different. How do you feel about your two? Have they like, I mean, up to now you're 17 weeks?
Yeah.
Like how are they similar or different?
Pretty similar.
Interesting.
So I was really sick with Beckett. I was like, I think I had 5 friends that we were all pregnant around the same time, and I was the only one that was throwing up constantly. I had migraines with Beckett. I was throwing up, really bad nausea, which is why I thought it was a girl. And then when it was a boy, I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And my mom's like, if you have a girl, good luck. It's going to be twice as hard as that. I was like, no. With this one, very similar, really bad nausea. But I think I've thrown up like almost every day for maybe like 8 weeks.
Holy cow.
But it's so funny. It's like a puke and rally situation.
Oh my,
like
so
I
like,
wake up, I'm like, and then I'm like, all right, let's
you're
go.
good. It almost like relieves some of the nausea by just getting it out.
Yes. Yes.
Are you still throwing up?
No, thank goodness. Thank goodness. But yeah, I had a lot of same thing, nausea, headaches. The only thing different with this one is that I did get like a very weird rash on my face, like a dry skin rash.
Me too.
With Aspen?
Yes, and this one.
Weird.
Well, I think maybe it was just this one, but it was the day before or 2 days before I found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
I got out of the shower and it almost felt like a heat rash.
Yes.
And it was like around my chin and like on the sides of my cheeks.
Wait, same exact
No way.
thing. Yes.
I
Like
wonder
dry
if
and
girls,
bumpy.
yes. And I thought I had like an allergic reaction from, we went to a petting zoo for Bash's birthday. And I'm like, maybe like with the dust or something weird. And I didn't have that with Bash.
Same.
Just a girl.
Crazy.
And then,
Wait, did we say?
okay, I
Wait, pause.
wait, I think we can put this in this episode. You guys, sorry. Okay, so I think the episode before this, I'm going to announce our gender. We weren't going to find out. You'll hear about that in another story.
Okay.
But we are both having girls. And
like,
no, I know. I'm like, do I say this? Do I not? Like, am I going to put it out into the universe? Am I not? I think I am. I think you guys have found out by now. But
So we're totally bump twins.
we were literally bump twins, and it was so funny. We were like organically like doing our little campaign. Like it was, I don't want to give too much away for parallel, but like we're walking and talking, and we're like, oh, we're 4 weeks apart. And I was, Sammy was like, when's your due date? I'm like, April 18th. She's like, oh, mine is May 18th. We were being all like goofy and girly.
That was
So now
sweet.
we literally are almost complete bump twins. Our girls will be literally 3 to 4 weeks apart, probably. But yeah, just
Built-in
weird
besties.
built-in besties.
Yeah, 100%.
Just weird. I don't know. There were some weird hormonal things. Like this time around with a girl, I got the most odd like cystic hormonal acne on my shoulders.
Yeah.
It was almost like my body was overproducing oil. And I of course, ChatGPT everything nowadays.
Oh, absolutely.
And I saw that it was like because of hormone shifts and fluctuations.
Yeah.
But that it was also linked like as an old wives' tale to a girl. So I'm like, does this mean I'm having a girl? But so that was something weird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other random symptoms. My exhaustion levels, like fatigue.
Well, you're chasing after 2 kids as well.
That too. But I feel like with Bash, my exhaustion was 10 times worse than with Aspen.
Yeah.
Like full body, I'd sleep 9-10 hours and I could not lift my limbs out of bed.
Yes.
And so I feel like exhaustion is more commonly related to a boy and more nausea is more commonly related to a girl.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always follow suit, you know?
Yeah.
And this pregnancy, the third one, it's been like a combo of both pregnancies together. Like I was so mind fucked on what I was having because I'm like,
gosh. You're like,
what is going on? It's like the two put together.
Oh,
Granted, with 2 toddlers jumping on me at all times probably made it worse. But I was just, it was so confusing to try and like differentiate from each pregnancy.
Yeah. It's so hard. And like, again, just like every baby's different, it affects every body different, which is just wild.
I feel like my boobs grew more immediately with both of my girl pregnancies than my boy.
I feel like I have porn star boobs right now. Like I
where
am
have
like
these been my whole life?
And that I'm like literally have to like hold them because they jiggle because I never wear a bra.
Yeah.
It was so little, you know? Now I'm like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, okay. And it's so weird and it's so different. I'm like, I do not remember having these boobs.
I feel like it's a girl thing.
Yeah.
What about like your mood? Have you, because I've heard, is it, if you're more moody, is it more related to a girl, but then boy, like more chill?
Yeah.
I mean, this one I don't think is that, like it's an old wives' tale, but I don't think it's that accurate. I was definitely so moody and emotional with Aspen.
Really?
Like I would cry over, I was on the phone ordering my favorite sandwich. And I used to love this Chipotle mayo that this place would put on.
Yeah.
And as I was like, and I'll have some Chipotle. And I realized I couldn't have it, bawling my eyes out on the phone in the car with Scotty. And he's like, who are you? I was crying because I couldn't have the Chipotle mayo.
I love that.
And then with Bash, I was way more chill.
Yeah.
This time I kind of feel like that too. I definitely had crazy pregnancy rage, weeks like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
That was a little terrifying.
That was a little wild.
Yeah. Have you been more chill or moody this time?
I feel like both have just been kind of chill.
You're just a chill person. It's
feel
not
like
fair
I'm
to
very just
even
kinda
ask
neutral.
if you're moody. No.
No.
You also said, I want to talk about body images for a while.
Oof.
Not a while, but like I want to touch on it because before we started this, we were laughing because today you guys can't see, but like my denim is currently unbuttoned. Today's the first day these don't fit me.
Yeah.
And I put them on. I'm like, that's weird. I wore these a few days ago. What happened? And I was like, I've already sized up twice in these jeans. Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
But you told me before we started this that you didn't even fit into your pre-pregnancy pants, right?
Right.
Before getting pregnant again.
Right.
Totally okay. Totally normal.
Yeah.
Our bodies move, shift, like our hips widen just from like carrying a baby.
100%.
How was your body image, I guess, going through pregnancy with Beckett?
Yeah.
And then like, is it the same this time? Like how do you feel about all the changes you're going through? Starting at probably a different place than you did the last time.
Yeah. So just quickly, before I got pregnant with Beckett, I was in really, really great shape. I was like working out consistently. I felt so good. I felt so strong.
Well, didn't you used to be a trainer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so when I got pregnant with Beckett, I don't think I even showed until 25 weeks.
Wow.
Like I was like, look at my little bump. And I look back at pictures and
that's so cute.
Yeah. Right.
I did the same.
And I mean, it's just because naturally your body, you know what I mean? Our abs haven't split. We haven't stretched in that way before. Your body, I mean, your organs are literally shifting in your abdomen. So it took my body a long time to get to where it needed to go. Okay. So then I had Beckett and I felt like I said before, like really good before I got pregnant. I swear once I got pregnant, my body like turned into jelly. It was
This
like,
time?
yes.
Okay.
I was like, our organs aren't all the way back. Let's just like move back to where we need to go because we've done this before. We know, and let's just expand. Let's just get ready. And right off the bat, obviously I wasn't even fully recovered from Beckett, so I totally get that. But it's been more difficult because not only am I getting bigger faster, which mentally I'm like, obviously I'm growing a human. Obviously I'm creating life. Obviously I am going to get bigger. But I mean, I feel like especially with a life centered around health and fitness and probably slightly a little bit of body dysmorphia that I have, you know, the little voice inside me is like, you're jiggly, you're feeling, you know, gross, and just the first trimester, I think in both is hard because you've never really experienced your body expanding, growing in this kind of way. And that first trimester, I don't know about how it was for you, but like I could only eat what I could keep down, which was most likely carbs.
Yeah.
So then, you know, I didn't work out for 7-8 weeks. I'm eating carbs, I'm sleeping, I'm doing all these things to take care of my body, which my body needs. Again, mentally, I completely understand that.
But it's usually the
like,
opposite things that you do to take care of your body. I think that's the hardest part. It's like
100%.
Before pregnancy, you're like, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to focus on protein and fiber and veggies and fruit and go work out and be active.
Right.
But then when you're pregnant, it's the total opposite of how we feel like we need to take care of our bodies. And you're like, wait, so you mean being so-called lazy, sleeping in bed, eating carbs, that's how I'm taking care of my body now?
Right.
It's just that like mental warfare.
Yeah.
And not to mention the hormonal blow. I don't know if you experienced that in the first trimester. Like you just feel automatically like 10 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Even though you're not. Just because like, especially this third time, my stomach was full on jiggly, like week 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And I had to be in a bathing suit on a family trip on a boat. And I was like, how do I already feel this terrible about my body and self-conscious?
Yeah.
At the very beginning, where the first pregnancy, I didn't even notice anything.
Totally. And where does that come from? Like, why are we feeling shameful when we're creating the most beautiful thing on earth?
I know.
You know, but it's an internal thing, and you can't explain it to people because, you know, you do hear like, oh my gosh, you just look like you ate a burrito, you know, and it you know, things like that are sweet to hear, but it's that internal feeling, and nobody knows how it feels, you know, in your body to feel jiggly or to feel, you know, the opposite of how you've ever felt in your life.
Was there anything that helped you talk yourself out of that mindset on days where you're like, I really don't feel good about myself today?
You know, taking a walk, getting outside, doing something to kind of like distract myself from those thoughts, and also just reminding myself of why it's happening, like realistically what I'm going through, what my body's doing, the end goal, and also just knowing it's temporary.
Yes.
You know, I think that's the biggest thing, is continuing to tell myself, because there is a point where I remember with Beckett, maybe it was like 26 weeks or 27 weeks. I woke up and I put on my little outfit and I was like, oh shit, I am hot and pregnant. I am bumping. I feel cute. I am like, check me out. And there was a shift. And once that shift happened, the rest of my pregnancy, I felt so beautiful and empowered and gorgeous, and it's just that beginning time.
Yeah, it's like the first half of the pregnancy, but you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel where there is a shift, and like your bump gets bumping. Yeah. And you no longer just feel like a beer belly trying to stuff yourself in clothes or like hide it. Yeah. It's like you can actually show off your bump. And I feel like some women don't or feel ashamed of it. It's like, be proud of that thing. Look what you're doing inside. Like
100%.
I think gone are the days of like, hiding your bump, or like, everyone is like, there's grandmas being like, why is your stomach out? It's like, no.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I just went through feeling so bad about myself.
Yes.
Like, I am going to show it off as much as I want to, or as little as I want to. But it is hard the first half where you're just like, it's not like your body's going through so much and you're going through so much, but it's like not showing up in the right way.
Right.
Like, it's still like you're in that awkward phase.
Yeah.
Of like, did I let myself go, or is she pregnant?
Right.
So
when I used to go to the doctor, and mind you, this is funny. I think it's funny. But whenever I would go to my OB appointments, and they take your vitals when you go in, Corey would be in the room, and you'd hear him from a room going, weighing in at. And he still does it to this day. He'll be like, how much we weighing it at now? And it's just little things like that too that like bring humor to it, because again, like, and I've said this on my social so many times, like, your body is gorgeous at every phase of life, and going through it your first time, I think that's hard to see, and it's hard to feel, and it's hard to really be empowered by, but it's so true. Like, you just have to continue to like swallow those negative thoughts and just be like, what I am doing and what our bodies are doing is just so much more incredible than feeling that.
And more important, right?
Oh, 100%.
I don't know about you, but I feel like after having kids, I think everyone is deserving of wanting their body to look a certain way, or like,
Totally.
like we're all like, we don't have to be like, oh, body positivity, I love my body at every phase. Like, you are allowed to be like, I want to improve in this way, or I want to gain more muscle, or I want to, maybe go down a size in jeans. Like, I'm not here to be like, you're going to absolutely love yourself at every phase. Yeah. But I think that after having kids and seeing what our body goes through, especially during birth, that was the most powerful, superhuman experience I've ever had, being like, holy shit, this body that I grew up disliking at parts or punishing in the gym, like, that's what our bodies were meant to do this whole time. That it kind of made me naturally a little bit more body neutral, I guess I would call it. Like, even if like my stretch marks, like after having kids, my boobs have stretch marks, like my hips, like my skin is loose. If that was my body before having kids, I would be a mess. But now I'm like, I'm kind of like neutral. I'm kind of okay with it. Like, because of what those marks and that loose skin like gave me, that like, even if my body doesn't look like what it was before kids, I'm like, I'm totally fine with it. Yeah. Like, it's weird. I never thought I'd get there, but it's part of like, it's kind of healing. Going through pregnancy healed a lot of my insecurities in my body. And so we'll see after the third, because like,
we'll come back to that.
Well, we'll revisit that, because this time I feel like I'm gaining the most weight. Yeah. Where it's like, you have to bring humor to it. I think like before every single weigh-in, like, I know it's only going to get worse, but I'm like, okay, what is the lightest dress I can put on for this weigh-in?
Like, should I take my shoes off?
I'm like, by the end of the pregnancy, I'm going to show up in a bikini. Like, all right, let's try and shave off a third of a pound.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny because it's so true.
Yeah, no, it's just silly. I'm like looking at my thongs. I'm like, hey, this one's lighter than this one. I want to wear sandals so I don't have to wear them on the scale. Right. And Scotty's like, you look really nice. I'm like, this is the lightest dress I own, and today I'm really scared for this weigh-in. But I'll probably stop. I actually haven't really weighed myself this much. It's actually at all, now thinking about it, it's only during the appointments. Right. Where before I think I cared so much more about it. Yeah. And I'm like, it is what it is. I know one day I will get to a point of like where I'll feel really good about my body. Like, I can't wait for that postpartum phase where I'm getting back into like a semi-consistent workout routine. I'm feeling strong. Yeah. I think the hardest part is like feeling weak after. It's not even like the extra pounds. It's like your body just feeling weak and frail. Yes. And it happens, but like that's the hardest part. Like, I want to feel strong again. Yeah.
You have to just love the process. And like that's a hard pill to swallow, especially if you started at a certain point and you're ending at a very different point. You know what I mean? Yes. You have to figure out how to fall in love with that process again of going from A to Z. And to your point of healing your body, like understanding that like you won't be back what you used to be, and that's okay, and that's how it should be. Like, you should look at your body and be so thankful for what it gave you, which is a family and life and this incredible thing. But you just have to create and set goals for what you're working with now.
And something that was so humbling is that when I realized it takes so much longer than you expect. I thought like having my first kid at 28, I'm like, oh, I'm going to bounce back in a few months. Like I'm going to feel good about myself again. And it took me so much longer.
Really?
And yeah, so the second time around, I gave myself so much more time, so much more grace. And I was like, I know I'll be able to get there. I've done it before.
Right.
Or I've gotten closer. I mean, I definitely wasn't close after Aspen when I got pregnant with Bash.
Yeah.
But then at some point with Bash, I got to a point where I was like, I'm really proud of my body and taking it slow and having less expectations.
Yeah.
So this time around, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. You got to give yourself grace.
Yes.
I mean, I think the other thing that I did as well with Beckett was I actually seeked out a trainer that works with postpartum.
Yes.
I was like, I can't train the way I trained before because I have to put my abs back together. I have to train my really deep core to tighten the muscles that I've never known or had to work on before.
And like most male trainers, I'm sure, have no idea. I mean, they've never gone through it.
Right.
Unless they're like actually certified in that.
100%.
But also, like, if you can't hire a trainer, there's also, did you see Katrina just launched a postpartum?
Yes. I literally saved it because I was like,
I know I messaged her. I'm like, I'm going to be joining after giving birth.
100%.
But there's trainers that have programs online now through their apps. Yes. I think Megan Roop has one. Katrina just launched hers.
Their sisters, Aubrey and Liv. I love them. And one not just, but she has a baby, and then the other sister just got pregnant.
Oh.
But they do online things, and I
need to check them out too.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big part of it. Like finding some like fitness instructors or people that you could lean on to like slowly get back into it. And a lot of them start with just like stretching and like breathing exercises to help heal and bring back that core together. Yeah. Which I think is really important. Yeah. Okay, I want to shift to the transition of how you're feeling of going from 1 to 2, because we talked about 0 to 1.
Yes.
What are you most excited about in going from 1 to 2?
Yeah.
And then we can jump into like if there's anything you're nervous about.
Okay. I'm excited about a lot of things, of course. Obviously, seeing Beckett be a brother, having a sibling. Also, I grew up in a divorced household. And so my parents got divorced when I was 2. They did their absolute best to make that situation the best for me. But I am so excited to watch, like, siblings be in a stable family. Yeah. And that is something that, you know, I didn't have. So to be able to give my kids that is just like, that was like my only wish and hope for myself and my family growing up. And so to be able to give that is just,
woo. I feel like that'll be really healing for you as well.
100%.
Being able to pave your own path and what you hoped for as like a child. Yeah. I think our kids give us that where, especially like having a daughter. Yeah. One thing I'm so excited for you to experience that I experienced with Aspen is, and it brings like literally tears to my eyes, but like feeling like I'm healing so many parts of my inner child through her. Like when I was a little girl, those heartaches or little voids that I might have experienced, she fills so many of those, if not every single one. And I feel like you can get that with a boy or a girl, but especially with a girl, it's like I see so much of myself in her. Yeah. And she is so many things that I wasn't, that I wished I was. And so many of maybe the insecurities I felt when I was younger, I see in her, and I'm like, I absolutely love those now. Like I used to be, you know, I used to be insecure about more of like my muscly legs when I was a little girl. Yeah. And I see her with these muscly legs. I'm like, look how strong she is. Like she's going to be the best athlete. And I see them in such a different way. That's so that like, I feel like that's a very similar thing. It's like you wished for a united household, and the fact that you get to give that to her is going to help, I think, fill some of those voids that you might have experienced when you were little.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else are you excited about?
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like I'm just going into such uncharted territories with having a girl. You know, a boy feels so comfortable now that going in with a girl and seeing them together. Also, I don't know how you feel, but like now we only have Beckett, but like we are constant entertainment for Beckett. We are the jesters. We are the comedy. We are everything. Yeah. And when she comes just to be able to see him kind of like run circles around her, pay attention to her, you know, and have that and them interact. Also just doing things together. You know what I mean? Like packing up, going on hikes, going in our van. We have a Sprinter van, going to the beach, and I don't know, just family stuff just gets me.
I think it's important to note that Sammy and her husband are very active human beings.
Yes, we are.
Like, you guys are always outside, always on the go, and you're like
Yes.
the perfect example of kids don't have to slow you down in what you want to do. Like, you guys are
Absolutely
like
not.
just how you said, oh, going on hikes, packing up the family, I'm like, I've never done that, and that gives me so much anxiety thinking of us with our 2 kids on a hike.
That's hilarious.
But like, it's so possible.
Yes, it's
And
so
so the
possible.
thought that you're just like taking on that idea, like, oh yeah, of course we're gonna do that. It's like so admirable.
It's just like normal in my mind.
Yeah. An average Tuesday.
An average Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last night I was chasing Beckett. We were on the beach and I was on all fours crawling after him on the beach. And I mean, our son is also a maniac. He does not stop moving. And we're like, he's so active. And everyone's like, do you see you and your husband?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Of
Of
course.
course.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. What about going from 2 to 3?
Oh my gosh. I mean, how much time do we have? Well, excitement. I mean, it's just like the thought. I think my biggest takeaway is that the idea of Aspen at 4 years old, like just taking care of and like loving on her sister. It's so weird to say that.
I was going to say,
Like I almost like pause before saying it every time.
Well,
it's
it's
also
still a
because,
secret.
well, now like we're recording today's December 11th. This will come out at the end of the month. Like I haven't even told my family yet. No one knows.
That's so crazy.
So like I'm like sister. But just like she was taking care of Bash at 16 months. Like she would not let me feed bottles. She wanted to do it. She wanted to help him out of his like swaddle. And that was at 16 months. So now seeing her at 4 is just, it's going to blow my mind of like,
she's going to be such a big help.
yeah. And it's just so special. Something that I didn't expect going from 1 to 2 that you're going to see so quickly is the bond of the 2 kids, even from newborn phase. Like the way Beckett will look at his sister is going to be so different than how he looks at you guys. And then when your daughter starts like giggling and making noises, the way they'll like communicate and like he will talk to her and giggle at her differently than what you've experienced. It's the craziest thing. That was my favorite part where I'm like, oh my gosh, like they have their own love
Little baby
outside of us.
Yeah.
And that was the cutest part. So just seeing that with the 3 is going to be so awesome. But there's a lot of nerves that come up with like expanding your family, especially like definitely 1 to 2 because all you know is 1. But then with 2, it's like going to 3, you are so outnumbered.
Outnumbered
like,
these.
Oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
I'm like, my breath, I don't know if it's like because my jeans are too tight, but like I'm like winded at the thought. But like, we're going to have to get a new car that fits 3. We're going to have to get 3 rows. There's just so many things. And like, at least with 2, it's 1 child to a parent where I'm like, okay, so what happens when we're at the airports or if we like go, I don't know. I'm like those types of things, but I'm like, you know what? We're going to figure it out.
100%.
How do people have 7 kids? 12 kids? Like they do it.
You just take it day by day.
Yeah, exactly. What are you... Where do you have any like nerves going from 1 to 2, like the jump of that? Like, is it logistics? Is it mom guilt of having to split your, not just like time and attention, but like your heart?
Yeah. Bingo. That I think about that all the time. Like obviously Beckett is our world. We have 1, he gets our full attention all the time. And I have friends that just recently went from 1 to 2 and they've talked about that a lot and how, you know, what if they're both crying and upset? Who do you go to first? Does the older one recognize that? And do they get more upset? Do they get jealous? Like there's so many things about going from 1 to 2 and you can probably shed some light on this for me. But in my mind, I'm guessing that I'm going to be with the newborn a lot and Corey will end up with Beckett. So that means that I won't see Beckett as much. You know, I get the newborn, which is incredible, but like I'm losing a little piece of Beckett in those years that again, that he's growing. We've been able to see every moment of his growth so far. And that's going to be very hard. It's going to be tough.
It's so real.
Yeah.
That was, and I'm not going to be like, oh no, it's easy. You get through. Like, that was the hardest part for me, where yes, at some point you do unite as a family and get to do fun things together. But the hardest part for me was feeling like I was almost like stuck or like landlocked to my bed with a newborn. Well, Aspen was with Scotty as like a toddler, like doing toddler things and fun things. And I'd formed such a relationship with her at that point. And with Bash, it's like, we just met, you know, it's like, it's hard. Like, people are like, oh, you love them the same. I feel bad admitting this, but I also think people, moms, dads might be able to relate. Like, not that I didn't love Bash as much as Aspen, but like we had history. You know, Aspen and I had history, undeniable history that we had spent. That's all I knew. So as much as I loved Bash, I was like, but my heart is there too. Like, it's almost like a little bit more there because that's all I've known. I've had so much more life with her, where he's just like the sleepy little baby,
and he's not giving
you that much. So I mean, of course I love them both equally now, and I love them in different ways for different reasons. And I think like people are like, oh, parents don't have favorites, or parents love everyone the same. It's like, yes, I both love them equally, but in different ways. And I love Aspen for different reasons, and I love Bash. I love them both because they're my children.
Right.
But they're totally different humans.
Totally.
You know, like we might love our parents for different reasons, or our siblings for different reasons. So the hardest part was feeling like I was missing out on some life with Aspen while having to put so much of my energy into a newborn. My biggest piece of advice, I love when you were talking about how someone was telling you about like, if both are crying, where do you go? People say, go for the toddler, go for your older, because they will remember, they will recognize, like, your baby, if they're going to cry for 1 extra minute over like, maybe they're hungry or need to change a pee diaper, like, you know, like obviously there are times and places to choose them first, but like comfort your toddler first to show and set the example, because they do remember, and they're
a little bit more with it at that point,
or bring them into the situation.
I was just gonna say, like, have
that
them
helped
help,
a lot.
or have them
give them responsibility. That's what helped so much. And not having the baby on you 24/7 if you can, you know, that was just like, it's such a delicate dance, but like, you're going to figure it out, and it takes a few weeks to find your stride, but like, give yourself grace. And that's what helped the most for me. It's like making sure I still gave time to my oldest, also because you don't want to go through 3 months of being so tunnel vision on your baby, your newborn, and then you look at your oldest, you're like, where did you are a different person than I last saw you as. So making sure that you're like trying to stay as present as possible, and like remembering that it's like you're first with them as well too.
And you know, Corey and I talk about in the beginning, we were like, okay, we'll have 2 or 3. You know what I mean? And now that we're having 2 this close back to back, like a third is not really in our conversation currently. And it might not be. So if this is our last, I'm also in that line of like trying to savor the newborn and wanting to like really enjoy every moment, because it could possibly be my last pregnancy and our last kid. And so it's like, I want to be an octopus. Places. I want to be in so many and do so many things. But the moral of the story is just take it moment by moment.
And just like, even sometimes all your oldest needs is an hour of your time. I know. And sometimes all you need is an hour of their time to feel like you got what you were lacking. And then you can put back into the other. But no, sometimes it's like, you don't need all the time in the world to fill up the cup in each child, for them and for you.
That's good advice.
Like, I remember just taking Aspen outside and playing on the play set with her, and then being like, okay, now I have to go back to the baby. And I felt so good. I felt so fulfilled. And you could see she was happy. She felt good. You don't feel like you need an entire day or something. Like, it's those little moments. Like, kids, you see, if you give them 15 minutes of your time, they're ecstatic. You know?
That's so true.
So remembering that. We're going to have to do a part 2.
Okay.
After the baby comes.
Yes.
For both of us to be like, okay, where did we leave off with the transitions of like what we were excited about, what we were, fearful of, and like, okay, were we right? Were we wrong?
Yeah. How are we doing? Let's check in.
We need to do like a mental mom health check or something like 100%. That. Mental health mom check.
Yeah.
We'll call it after the babies are.
I love that. We need that. We're going to need to debrief after.
Okay. Let's end with a few like rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Just quick few word or a sentence answers.
Okay.
What are you most excited about raising a daughter for?
Oh my gosh, just having a mini-me and being able to do all of the things that I love, taking her to the theater, getting her nails done, getting her hair done, just things that I won't necessarily be able to do with Beckett.
Of course. That's the most fun. And like dressing them up as little dolls.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a current most irrational fear? Being pregnant?
Being pregnant?
Or just in general, like, is there any pregnancy fear that you're like, why am I having this?
No, honestly, okay, my irrational fear in general in life is falling on a treadmill and getting my hair stuck in the belt and being scalped. That's the only thing that came to my mind.
There are so many moving parts to that.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, the hair part. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, that one's valid.
It's not pregnancy, but that's my fear.
Maybe a bun will help ease part of that, but it'll solve part 2 of that fear.
Buns every time I'm on the treadmill.
Okay. What is your most unhinged craving in either pregnancy?
Oh man, I didn't.
No.
Boring. No cravings.
My first 2, I never had cravings.
Yeah.
This one was pretty disgusting.
Like what? Ooh, I need to know.
Salmon bowls at like 7:30, 8 a.m. Like a zinke la bowl.
What?
I had to have a salmon fillet.
That is crazy.
And now I'm like gagging at the thought. Like my stomach's turning saying this out loud.
Isn't it wild how it changes like that?
Scotty was like,
"Are you okay?
You're eating that right now?" I'm like,
hey,
"Don't judge me." I'm like this like gremlin, like
in the rage moments.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This was like week 9 or 10 where I'm like,
gosh.
on my deathbed fighting for my life.
I mean, salmon's like pretty good for you, so at least it was salmon.
Yeah, no, it's true. Could be worse. When was the last time you cried and why?
Last night. Last night I was going through, so Beckett just turned 10 months. And so I went all the way back and was like flipping through his newborn photos.
I saw your story.
Oh and I posted it at like 11 at night because I was deep in a hole of his newborns. Feels. And I was just sobbing in bed, just by myself in the dark.
Everyone says, I hate the like just wait until's, but just wait until the first birthday.
Oh my gosh.
That one hits you hard.
I can only imagine.
But it's also like a celebration. It's like you cry because you're so sad at their one, but it's also like happy tears that you've made it through your first year of parenting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that line between celebration and mourning.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. So have like a really fun day that day.
Yeah. Plan the best day ever.
Go to Disneyland or something. Okay, one thing you want your daughter to know about you as a mom.
Oof. That I will literally I'm going to start crying, literally do anything and everything for her to live her fullest and happiest life. That's like, that's all I want for her.
Oh my gosh. I can't even ask another question after that. We have to end right there. I love that. You're going to make me cry. Oh my God. Our pregnancy hormones, holy cow.
And scene before we start sobbing.
Let's wrap this up. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Where can everyone throw out like your social handles, anywhere that people can follow you and love on you and watch your pregnancy journey?
Yes. My IG is Shmammy, SHMAMI. It was a nickname I was given in college.
Love it.
TikTok, Samantha Swanson 1. And on YouTube, Corey and I are Sammy and Corey.
And they do a lot of like couples content.
Yes, a little bit of everything.
Yes, they're very entertaining. Lots of humor.
Yeah.
So if you need some laughs every single day,
and we keep it real.
Yeah,
we definitely don't try to sugarcoat things. We like to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. We just want to be a safe place for people to come and hopefully get some positivity.
We love that for you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for our pregnancies together.
I know.
And we'll have to do a part 2 later on.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually so excited.
Over the summer.
Yes.
We'll maybe be breastfeeding or pumping or something. Like, are we okay? Is what it'll be called.
Yes. Are we okay?
Pulse check.
That's perfect.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. Hope you
Yes.
loved hearing from Sammy as much as I loved talking to her. Until next week.